Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of the vlogs. We've got Yam here sniffing around, we've got Adam there. Yeah, Adam. Hello. And I think Ed's inside for today's erg. We're going to try and get Yam out of here eventually, isn't that right? Yam. Good boy. So, first things first, let's get on the erg. And look at that time lapse. Oh yeah! We've made it back out of the crew room. No, we're in the crew room after the erg. One of the sweatiest ergs I've done in a while, being very hot with the heart rate climbing very high. Yesterday I spoke about being in the UT2 zones, maybe like high 130s. Today we were hitting 160s because of the heat. It was very, very hot. Stanhope blew up on the erg. Adam, how was your erg? How was your workout, Edward?
Incredibly sweaty and hot.
Rich, how was your...
Oh, I'm gonna go in a minute.
Prepared, fueling up now to get his. But we've got the breaded egg toast to fuel up, and then talking a little bit about mental toughness. Oh yeah. And we've been doing some teaching with Yam. Let's see if we can do it for the camera.
Paul? Classic. Absolutely classic. Do it while the camera's off.
Paul? Yeah, Paul.
Yeah! Good boy! Oh, clever, yeah.
It was a good boy!
Stop filming me. But that was Yam just on the scales there, or that's how we've been kind of figuring out his weight. He has gained a kilo over the past 2 days. So I'm going to be trying to do that more often and then keep more track on it and also try to track his height. And I've been taking a couple of pictures here and there compared to the Teddy, this one right here, to sort of compare his size. And tonight's post will be of him a week ago versus today and that Teddy, and it almost looks like he's doubled in size. And since I see him every day, every minute of every day, he looks bigger, but it doesn't really look that obvious to me. But when you look back at the pictures, oh my goodness, he's absolutely massive. But we're gonna head back to the crew room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bom dia. Eu amo mais natureza. Bom dia. Turn it up. Oh, go. Nunca imaginei que ia ser. mais dia maravilhoso nessa terra.
And we are not currently in the crew room, we're outdoors! Having a bit of fun, letting Yam explore a little bit and having a bit of fun. But we're talking about mental toughness, and that really came into play in that erg there before breakfast. And what I mean by that, so I spoke about mental well-being the other day, and that's not the same as mental toughness or maybe mental fitness. Mental toughness, I think, is more about that, okay, things are getting hard on the rowing machine or whatever workout you're doing, and you want to keep pushing on or at least maintaining that split. So today we were struggling, Adam and I were like, oh my goodness, it's really hot, and we're struggling to maintain the heart rate of the UT2 that I was talking about yesterday, but also just maintaining that ease that we want to maintain at sort of a UT2 split. But there are those days where that isn't going to happen, like I discussed yesterday. Just because you have a UT2 number of a certain value doesn't mean that every day that is going to be your UT2 value, especially when it's hot and you sweat loads and your heart rate just drifts up and up. But it's not all about mental toughness, although it is very important, about sort of grinding through a workout. And I think there's definitely places for those workouts. Like I remember at university, we had workouts specifically to make everyone fail, everyone stop. But the question was, how far into the workout would people get before they felt like they had to stop? Or would they just slow down, keep going and pushing really, really hard? That is the workouts we used to do. Like we did a 3x4K, I think it was, whereas 4K, all 6K pace. So the first 4K, you were okay, and then maybe halfway in, maybe 3/4 of the way into the second 4K, you're absolutely written off, and you've still got another 4K left. And then it was a question of, how am I going to make it? So that's kind of mental toughness, about really pushing through, and it is very important in a sport like rowing, but it's very important in any sort of endurance sport or any sport where you're pushing the limits forward. And then you've got mental well-being, which Yam is helping with, isn't that right, Yam? Lying down now. And out here enjoying this almost sun and enjoying just doing things a little bit different, because remember, variation is a key to motivation. And speaking of motivation, it's time to fuel up again, because remember, food is fuel. Yeah. And we have made it outside of the club for another day. That's Yam just trying to work on his tightrope skills, but we've had a little bit of an adventure today in the fields of Henley-on-Thames. But we spoke about mental toughness and mental well-being again, because it is a very, very important subject. I spoke about mental well-being before and how important that is, but there is also the other side of that mental toughness and that mental fitness, which plays a key part, I believe, as like the next step up. So once you've figured out, or you're improving on that mental well-being, you can work on that mental toughness and that mental fitness, so that you start to understand and how to sort of use your mental abilities to improve your overall ability. I think that makes sense. But I won't stop talking about sort of mental well-being and mental fitness anytime soon, because it is so important. But now that is it for the end of the episode today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. A little bit different, because remember, variation is the key to motivation. But we have Mr. Yam to really vary things up and having an enjoyable time raising a Great Dane. But I think tomorrow we're heading to the vet to get his sort of final checkup to make sure everything's alright with him. So that'll maybe be in tomorrow's video. But as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and have a good one.